Welcome to the Canadian Investors course, Session 8, the Investment Industry Overview. Slide 2 contains terms of use and disclaimer. We'd like you to read that, please. In Session 8, we will discuss the investment industry. We're going to give you an overview. We're going to talk about who the players are, licensing bodies, and how everybody gets paid. The investment industry can be very confusing. There are different financial product sellers, different financial licensing bodies, different names and titles for the same jobs, and investors' legal rights vary between product sellers. A restriction on financial products available to also exposes you to who you're dealing with. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So who are the players? There are bankers, insurance agents, financial planners, and mutual fund salespeople, stockbrokers, sometimes called investment advisors, financial advisors, investment professionals, and so on. Then there are discount brokers and also portfolio or associate portfolio managers. Who are the licensing bodies? There's the Investment Industry Regulatory Organization of Canada, that's IIROC. There's the Mutual Fund Dealers Association, MFDA, the Autorité des marchés financiers in Quebec, securities commissions, and insurance regulators. The IIROC is the regulatory body for all securities firms in Canada. Of all the product sellers, IIROC has the most strict requirements for individuals to sell securities such as bonds, stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, options, and futures. IIROC regulations require that those who have specific roles within IIROC member firms must meet defined educational work experience criteria. Of all the regulatory bodies, investment client consumer protection is the strongest with IIROC firms. Mutual Fund Dealers Association is formally recognized as a self-regulatory organization in Alberta, British Columbia, Nova Scotia, Ontario, Saskatchewan, New Brunswick, and Manitoba, and is currently pending approval in Newfoundland and Labrador. The MFDA has also entered into a cooperative agreement with the Autorité des marchés financiers and actively participates in the regulation of mutual fund dealers in Quebec. MFDA member rules reflect the mutual fund sales licensing proficiency requirements determined by the provincial securities commissions. The MFDA sets proficiency and requirements for its members for individuals who supervise those who sell mutual funds. An MFDA licensed individual will generally sell mutual funds. Financial Services Commission of Ontario, FSCO, regulates insurance companies, insurance agents and agencies, insurance adjusters, and so forth, and mortgage people. The FSCO is responsible for licensing insurance companies and issues licenses to authorize a person to conduct business as insurance agents. There are 3 classes of agent licenses: life insurance, accident and sickness, and general. Most IIROC members are also FSCO licensed. Securities commissions. In Canada, each province has its own securities commission. The majority of rules and regulations tend to be similar or uniform. There are a few differences. They ultimately are the authority for the licensing requirements of all the individuals selling all types of securities. In the case of IIROC member firms, IIROC is responsible for filing with the appropriate provincial securities commissions. Mutual fund companies file directly with the commissions too. So a summary of licensing bodies and players. There's IIROC, FSCO, and MFDA. How do they get paid? Well, there's 5 forms of compensation. And this will be repeated in a later session, Session 9. Transactional commissions compensation, trailer fees, fee-based compensation, salary compensation, and salary plus quota. Transactional commission-based compensation is the way insurance agents and brokers operate. Investment advisors traditionally did, although less so today. Independent financial planners, discount brokers, and some bankers, but not all banks. Trailer fees are paid by mutual funds, and they're paid to insurance agents and brokers, investment advisors, discount brokers, and independent planners. Fee-based compensation tends to be more of a investment advisor, portfolio manager strategy, operated mostly by IROC firms, although there are some structures in place operated by MFDA firms. Bankers tend to be salaried, sometimes salary and bonus, and salary plus quota-based or volume-based compensation is definitely how the banks work. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Here, there is some confusion about the titles used in the investment industry. There are financial planners, registered representatives, investment dealers, retirement planners, investment advisors, portfolio managers, and associate portfolio managers. This is probably fogging in front of your eyes. It seems that the investment advisor or advisor is a name that has taken over to replace the term financial planner. It's become more regulated. Accounts are being called advisor accounts. You see the word advisor much more often. Everyone in the investment industry seems to be an advisor. Unlike the medical profession, not everyone can call themselves a doctor or a nurse. In the legal industry, a lawyer. The same is true of accountant, engineer, and pharmacist. But there is only one type of investment advisor. That individual is with an IROC-regulated full-service investment dealer. The term advisor confuses the general public. There's too much imitation. The IROC-regulated full-service investment dealer type of investment professional is the most educated, licensed, and regulated of all the investment professionals in the Canadian financial industry. So maybe that's a good reason to have an IROC advisor. And if you're planning to practice safety-first investing and rules-based investing, you need access to all the products. And to get access to all the products, you'll need an IROC advisor, hopefully one who is part of the Trusted Wealth Professional program. That's the end of Session 8.